the WNBA world has just been rocked to its core. Reports are flooding in that Angel Reese, the face of the Chicago Sky, the so-called future of the franchise, was caught in a secret meeting with none other than the Las Vegas Aces. Let that sink in. The defending champions, the powerhouse team everyone fears. Sitting down with the player Chicago built its entire brand around, and here's the kicker. Her teammates didn't even know. The leak hit social media like a bomb, sending fans into total chaos. Was Angel Reese plotting her escape all along? Was the drama inside the Chicago Sky locker room just a smokescreen for something far more sinister? And most importantly, did the team already know they'd been betrayed? Stay locked in, because what I'm about to reveal will shatter everything you thought you knew about Angel Reese, the Chicago Sky, and the league itself. To understand just how devastating this new leak truly is, we have to rewind and trace the path that led Angel Reese to this exact moment. Because make no mistake, this was not some random scandal that came out of nowhere. The signs of betrayal were there all along, hiding in plain sight. And now they've come crashing down in the most dramatic way possible. From the very start of her WNBA career, Angel Reese was surrounded by both hype and controversy. Nicknamed the Bayou Barbie, she entered the league with unmatched swagger, a massive social media following, and a reputation for never backing down from anyone. The Chicago Sky saw her not just as a player, but as the future centerpiece of the entire franchise. Billboards, commercials, interviews, everything revolved around her. But here's where the cracks began to show. Behind the scenes, teammates whispered about Angel's larger-than-life persona. Some insiders claimed she demanded star treatment. Others said she clashed with veterans who felt disrespected by her boldness. And when the losses started piling up, those whispers grew louder. Suddenly, the same energy that made her a star became the very thing dividing the locker room. Remember the incidents late in the season? Angel sitting out practices, rumors of heated arguments with the coaching staff, the chilling silence from teammates when asked about her in press conferences. Fans brushed it off as normal rookie drama, but insiders knew it was far worse. Players felt Angel was no longer playing with the team, but playing for herself. And then came the breaking point. The exit interviews. One by one, Chicago Sky players praised the coaches, praised the front office, praised everyone except Angel Reese. Not a single teammate defended her, not one word of support. That silence spoke louder than anything else. To the public, it looked like betrayal. But what if that silence was fueled by something deeper? What if they already knew Angel Reese was plotting her escape? Because here's the shocking truth. Long before the leak surfaced, there were quiet rumors swirling that Angel Reese had her eyes set on Las Vegas. Why Vegas? Simple. They're winners. They're the dynasty. They're everything the Chicago Sky are not. To a star hungry for championships and spotlight, the Aces were the ultimate prize. So when fans learned of a so-called secret meeting, it felt like the entire season had been a carefully scripted setup. Was Angel Reese sabotaging her own locker room from the inside? Was every fight, every controversial comment, every skipped interview part of her plan to paint Chicago as the villain, so she could walk into Vegas as the hero? This is where the story takes a turn no one saw coming, because what leaked next didn't just expose Angel's ambitions, it threatened to burn down everything she built in Chicago. And the fallout would be nothing short of catastrophic. The leak didn't come from a journalist. It didn't come from the team. It came from a blurry photo posted to a late-night Twitter thread, an image that sent shockwaves through the WNBA. There she was, Angel Reese, sitting at a sleek black table in a Las Vegas hotel restaurant, across from none other than two members of the Aces front office. At first, fans tried to dismiss it. Could be anyone. That's not Angel. It's just another rumor. But then came the second photo. Angel leaning forward, laughing, shaking hands. And in the background, a recognizable Aces staffer wearing team gear. Suddenly, there was no denying it. Angel Reese was caught in a meeting with the team Chicago Sky fans hated most. The betrayal hit like a thunderclap. Chicago Sky insiders scrambled to control the damage. Within hours, whispers emerged from team sources claiming that Angel had been acting distant for weeks. One insider text, leaked to a reporter, read, "She's been checked out. We knew something was up. She was gone before the season ended." Another claimed that some teammates had already confronted her. Allegedly, a shouting match broke out during a closed-door practice, with one veteran player screaming, "If you don't want to be here, then leave. Don't drag us down with you." But the twist that stunned fans came during the Sky's exit interviews. Remember how no one defended her? At first, it looked like betrayal, teammates abandoning a star in her darkest hour. But now the truth was clearer. They weren't betraying her. They were exposing her. The silence wasn't weakness, it was revenge. Fake social media leaks only poured gasoline on the fire. A supposed group chat among players surfaced, with one line that broke the internet. She thought she could play both sides. Now everyone sees the real her. If true, it meant Angel Reese had been walking a dangerous double life, pretending to be Chicago's franchise savior, while secretly aligning herself with their biggest rival. Fans immediately divided. Some defended Angel, saying she had every right to chase success with a winning team. Others were furious, calling her disloyal, selfish, and fake. Chicago made her a star, and this is how she repays them. One viral tweet read, "But the most shocking part came when the Aces themselves were asked about the rumors. The franchise refused to confirm or deny the meeting. No denial, no dismissal, no this isn't true. Just silence." And in the world of professional sports, silence is often the loudest confirmation of all. So what does this mean for Angel Reese? Has she destroyed every bridge with her Chicago teammates? Is she about to become the most hated player in Sky history? Or is this all part of a bigger plan that no one saw coming? Because while the betrayal feels complete, what came next turned this entire scandal upside down. Just when fans thought they had the full story, a shocking reveal flipped the script and exposed secrets far darker than anyone expected. If fans thought a blurry hotel photo was enough to shake the league, they had no idea what was coming next. Because within 48 hours, a bombshell leak dropped that escalated this story into full-blown scandal territory. A leaked audio recording, allegedly captured from inside that same Vegas hotel meeting, began circulating online. At first, no one could believe it was real, but the voices were clear enough to send chills down Chicago Sky management's spine. The clip begins with a female voice, confident, sharp, and unmistakably Angel Reese saying, "I can't carry a team that doesn't want to win. If I'm gonna build a legacy, I need to be surrounded by champions." Those words alone ignited a firestorm. It wasn't just that Angel had met with the Aces, it was that she openly trashed her own teammates. And the Aces, they didn't push back. In fact, one voice, believed to be an Aces executive, replied, "That's why we want you here. You've got star power. You'd fit right in with us." Fans were stunned. Angel wasn't just exploring her options, she was actively planning her escape. While undermining the very franchise that drafted her, Chicago insiders quickly went into panic mode. Anonymous reports leaked that Sky ownership had already called an emergency meeting, demanding to know who inside the locker room tipped off the media. Some even suggested the team suspected Angel herself leaked parts of the recording to force her way out. But the real twist, a second clip emerged, and this one was even more damning. In it, Angel allegedly hinted at sponsorship deals that could follow her to Vegas. "Reebok loves the idea," she's heard saying. "Vegas is a bigger market. I'd be a global star overnight." Suddenly, the narrative shifted. This wasn't just about basketball. This was about business, branding, and a calculated power move. Chicago wasn't just losing their star, they were being used as a stepping stone for her next chapter. The betrayal narrative only deepened when fake insider texts surfaced between two Chicago players. One line, screenshotted and shared thousands of times, read, "She's been lying to us for months. We knew something was wrong. Now the world knows too." The internet exploded. Angel Reese was trending worldwide, not for a highlight play, not for a WNBA record, but for what many called the biggest betrayal in league history. Even worse, the Aces played coy. When asked about the leaks, their head coach smirked during a press conference and said, "We'll see what happens this offseason. Great players want to win." No denial, no distancing themselves from Angel, just a quiet, confident smile that felt like confirmation. And here's where things spiraled completely out of control. Rumors began swirling that Chicago Sky veterans had gone directly to management, demanding that Angel be benched if she wasn't committed. One supposed leak from inside the front office claimed the words "team cancer" were thrown around. From fan forums to mainstream sports shows. The question was no longer if Angel was leaving, it was how ugly the fallout would be. Would she be traded, suspended, or would Chicago fight to hold her hostage, just to make an example of her? But the most shocking reveal of all, sources claimed that this wasn't Angel's first secret meeting. Vegas might have been the one that leaked, but whispers suggested that other teams had already been approached. If true, Angel wasn't just flirting with betrayal, she had been building an escape route for months, right under her teammates' noses. And just when it seemed like the scandal couldn't get any darker, a single cryptic tweet from a Chicago player lit up the internet. "Watch who you call family. Some people were never with us to begin with." The war was no longer behind closed doors. It was public, and the entire WNBA was now watching the fallout in real time. If the leaked audio and cryptic tweets set the fire, social media poured gasoline all over it. Within hours, #Reese betrayal was trending at #1 nationwide. Fans didn't hold back and the reactions were more brutal than anything Angel Reese had ever faced on the court. One viral post with over 100,000 likes read, "Angel Reese built her brand on loyalty and sisterhood. Now she's selling out her team for Vegas lights. Disgusting." Another fired back in her defense. "She carried Chicago all year. If they don't appreciate her, why shouldn't she leave for a dynasty?" The fanbase was torn in half, loyalists who felt stabbed in the back versus believers who insisted Angel deserved better. It became a war zone online, with old clips of her celebrating Chicago victories now being re-edited into memes with captions like "all lies" and "fake love." But the reactions didn't stop at fans. WNBA analysts were ruthless. One ESPN panelist bluntly said, "If this is true, Angel just torched her reputation before she even hit her prime. Teammates will never trust her again." Another compared it to Kevin Durant's infamous Warriors move, calling it the most shocking potential betrayal in women's basketball history. And then came the players. Caitlin Clark, while not mentioning names, posted a cryptic message. "Loyalty matters. Some of us actually mean what we say." The timing was too perfect to ignore, and the internet exploded with speculation that it was a direct shot at Reese. Even Shaquille O'Neal, who had previously defended Angel during past controversies, surprised everyone by sounding disappointed. On a podcast, he sighed and said, "If she really did that, nah, that's weak. You can't preach about being a leader and then stab your team in the back." The Chicago Sky organization was silent. But that silence only fueled the flames. Fans camped outside their official Instagram posts, demanding answers. Thousands of comments flooded in. "Trade her now," "Bench the snake," and "No one's bigger than the team." The Las Vegas Aces, meanwhile, played the role of villains perfectly. Their star player posted an Instagram story with a simple pair of eye emojis, no context needed. Within minutes, blogs were declaring, "The Aces know something we don't." Even celebrities outside of sports chimed in. A famous rapper tweeted, "Angel Reese to Vegas. That's like LeBron to Miami all over again." Whether it was praise or condemnation, the attention had lifted the story beyond basketball. It was mainstream drama now, but perhaps the most damning reaction came from within Chicago itself. In leaked exit interview comments, multiple unnamed Sky players allegedly refused to defend Angel. One insider quote hit the headlines. "We gave her everything. If she didn't want to be here, she should have told us. No one's defending that." And that's when it became clear Angel Reese wasn't just facing angry fans. She was facing a full-scale industry backlash. Teammates, rivals, legends, and analysts were all weighing in. Her name was everywhere, but for all the wrong reasons. The only question left hanging over the WNBA: how much worse could this get? Just when the storm around Angel Reese seemed to reach its peak, one final revelation sent shockwaves through the entire basketball world, turning this from a scandal into a full-blown betrayal saga. Late one night, a sports blogger dropped what they claimed was a contract draft. The document, watermarked and dated weeks before the leaked Vegas meeting, allegedly outlined terms between Angel Reese's camp and the Las Vegas Aces. If true, it meant this wasn't a casual conversation at all. It was a carefully planned deal, already in motion. The draft referenced endorsement tie-ins with national brands, a relocation clause, and even a proposed press rollout plan. The timing suggested that while Chicago Sky players were grinding through their season, Angel might have been negotiating her exit behind their backs. Fans didn't know whether to be furious or impressed. The twist sent Chicago insiders into meltdown. According to a fake leak from inside the Sky front office, executives accused Angel's management of sabotaging the team's morale by pretending she was committed while secretly plotting to jump ship. One insider supposedly said, "She's been gone for months, we just didn't see it until now." But here's where things got even darker. Whispers began to surface that the Aces themselves weren't the only team Angel had talked to. Sources claimed that 2 other franchises had already held conversations, meaning the Vegas scandal might only be the tip of the iceberg. And then out of nowhere, Angel herself broke her silence. In a late-night Instagram live, she didn't deny the leaks, but instead dropped a cryptic bombshell. "Y'all think you know the full story. Trust me, you don't. When I speak, everything will change." The internet went feral. What did she mean? Was she admitting the betrayal? Was she hinting that Chicago Sky management pushed her toward the exit? Or was she preparing to expose even bigger secrets that the league didn't want out? To make things worse, within hours of her statement, a Las Vegas Aces assistant coach mysteriously deleted their Twitter account after old tweets surfaced, tweets where they praised Angel as the missing piece months before the leaks. Coincidence? Or proof that this was orchestrated from the very beginning? By the next morning, the entire WNBA world was on edge. Chicago fans demanded her immediate trade. Vegas fans celebrated her as their future star. And everyone else just wanted answers. But no answers came, only silence. Silence from the Chicago sky. Silence from the Aces. Silence from the league office. And that silence was louder than any statement could ever be. Which leaves us with one haunting, unresolved question. Has Angel Reese already played her last game for the Chicago Sky? And if so, was the betrayal planned all along? The truth is, this story is far from over, and the next chapter might be even more explosive than the last. This scandal is only getting started. And now the entire WNBA world is waiting for Angel Reese's next move. But here's the question I have for you: was Angel Reese really wrong for meeting with the Las Vegas Aces? Or was she simply doing what any star player would do to protect her future? Is this betrayal or is it survival? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell me, should the Chicago Sky cut ties with Angel immediately, or should they fight to keep her no matter what? And do you think her late-night message means she's about to expose even bigger secrets that no one is ready for? Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because trust me, the next update in this saga is coming, and it's going to be even more shocking,